Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam and I'm a hairstylist from London working in LA. So today we're going to be doing a Infinity Weft install. This is the newest technology from Bellami Professional and I'm really excited to bring some really new techniques to you guys, not only with the method but also with the way that I'm installing it. I'm going to be doing a few things differently, trying out some new things, so I'm really excited to show you guys. So let's just get into it. So for this install, we decided to opt for one row of the Bellami Infinity Weft. We wanted to create a really light touch of length, but mainly volume for my client. So one row is all that she needed, and we are installing a 20-inch Infinity Weft in the shade Chocolate Rebel. So it's got some really beautiful balayage shades in there, some pops of blonde, and also that root. So it's going to blend really seamlessly with her natural hair and just kind of make her color pop. So because we're doing one row, I'm working just about a little bit more than an inch above the ear, and then I'm going in and sectioning everything off, making sure everything is nice and clean. My client had postpartum hair loss because she had a baby, and now she's got lots of new hairs growing in, which is fantastic to see. But of course, I have to be really careful to make sure that I'm getting all of those hairs out of the way. I don't want any of those little cross hairs getting in the way of my section. So you can see it's nice and clean and ready for the install. My top tip for a clean foundation is definitely to use lots of clips and also hairspray. You can use hairspray with your weft install because we're not using any sort of adhesive. So hairspray is a great way to get all those crosshairs out of the way. I always begin my beaded foundation in the middle and then I work my way out towards the ends. I find that I do this. I find it most comfortable. It's just how I like to work. Some people start at the front and then work their way to the side, but I just like to do this. So I am taking sections that are a little bit wider than what I would normally take, and the reason being I wanted to experiment with a different beaded foundation. I've been seeing this a lot and it definitely looks really comfortable. So I wanted to try this on my model. She has worn many different types of wefts, so she was the great candidate to try something new out. I do find that this beaded foundation is going to work really nice with the Infinity Weft because it's a little bit elongated, which mimics the spine of the Infinity Weft. And then you can see I'm just doing two small beads at the sides, one on each side, just because I really like to create a super secure anchor. So again, I just want my beadwork to mimic that anchor that I want to create. I think it's really important that with any sort of install, we are really placing emphasis on balance and doing things that, make sense and also mimics everything that we're doing throughout the install. So now I'm just measuring up my Infinity Weft against the foundation. The wonderful thing about your Infinity Weft is that it can be cut. So it's kind of like a hand-tied weft, but even better because we can cut it. I do love the fact that it doesn't have any return hair either, so you don't have that itchy weft mustache. And it's also really nice because it dries quickly for that reason. So I'm just pinning everything down into place. I do like to cut these, but I also like to fold them as well. They are so thin that they can be folded, which is great. I do opt to fold it when I get to the edges here because I just think that it creates an install that is already troubleshooting. I know that I'm not going to have any beads popping out when I fold it. Okay, so now I am threading my thread onto this second bead. And the reason that I'm doing this is because I do want to use a single thread with this install. I love the single thread with the Infinity Weft. Just looks so seamless, and your stitches almost look like they're melting into the hair, which is so good. You can't see any kind of point of attachment, which is what I love. So now that I've done that, I can begin folding that weft back and stacking that top layer. I'm doing a hidden row, so I want to make sure that every single point of attachment within the install is hidden, and the whole point is that we are hiding those beads. And then now you can see I'm just folding that corner there. I pinch it with my pliers as well because I really want to make sure that it's nice and flat, and then I just pin it all down with clips. These clips are my favorite. They're little gold ones. They're actually from a brand called Lush Pro Extensions. I have so many of them because I go through them so much. And then once I finish stacking, I will just begin to do my anchor stitches. So my anchor stitch is going to start in the third pocket, which is 1.5 beads in, and I'm just wrapping my thread around the needle to create a really, really tiny knot, because I want to make sure that my anchor stitch is nice and secure. And then I'm going to go in to the second pocket, doing a closed blanket stitch, and then now I'll go into that first pocket and I'll do a blanket stitch, but again I will wrap my thread around the needle one time just to create a knot. This just keeps everything secure, stops anything from unraveling, and I know that that corner of the weft is going to be perfectly locked down. If you do have any problems within your install with wefts, I definitely think that it's always with those corners there. You know, they can flap during the duration of the wear, they can lift, your client can catch them on their hairbrush, all sorts of things. So I definitely like to place emphasis on getting those corners locked down nice and securely. And then once I finish my anchor stitch, I just go back on myself, and then I can stitch all the way around the head. And what you can see is when I'm doing my blanket stitches, now that I'm just kind of going into the rhythm of things, I'm doing a blanket stitch through each pocket of hair, and then I actually like to do one through just the wefts themselves as well. And I'll do that above the bead, and then I'll do that in between the pockets of hair as well. When we are working with any sort of infinity weft or hand-tied weft, you know, genius weft, it's important that if we're doing a hidden row, we're really locking all of those different layers together, making sure that all the layers are nice and secure as well. I do find that if you don't keep your stitches nice and uniform and close together, you will run into problems with the wefts rippling for the duration of the wear. It almost looks like it's coming off the foundation, and when they ripple, it doesn't feel smooth, it doesn't feel flat. And again, it's really easy for your clients to catch them in their hairbrush, with their fingers, etc. So I like to do everything that I possibly can to make sure that that install stays as flat as possible. It's easy for my client to manage, and then when they come for their maintenance appointments, it's really easy for me to do a move up as well. I do offer move ups, and I do this because I am stitching next to the beads. I never actually stitch through the beads, so I'm able to offer move up at the kind of 4 to 6 week mark. I'll usually do that, and depending on the hair texture, whether it's fine, medium, thick, I'll usually do 1 or 2 move ups before I do a full reinstall. So now that I'm at the end, I'm just doing my anchor stitches, and my anchor stitches at the end mimic exactly what I did at the start. Anything that you do on one side, you want to do on the other side, because your weft install is going to be like a mirror image on both sides. And you can see, look how beautiful, it's super flat. Love the infinity, and look at that flip up. You cannot see any beads, it is totally invisible. Love that. So now I'm just going in, I've finished styling my client. I love to do little beachy waves, and then I'm using the Bellami Flawless Blend to really connect the hair extensions with my client's natural hair. I love the pops of colour that this shade has created. You can see those gorgeous pops of blonde through her natural hair. It is stunning. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like this type of content, and don't forget to enter my giveaway. I'm giving away one lucky winner a free install, method of your choice, up to 24 inches. All you have to do is like and subscribe. It's that simple. And make sure that you comment below this video to let me know that you've entered the competition.